Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Farjad Fani. I'm joined by our colleague and ambassador, Matt Pickett. Matt Pickett, say hello to everybody and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. So I'm a former FedEx contractor and a former Amazon DSP. I have a ecosystem of contractors that are part of our group that we share resources. We work with vendors like Farshad. We also work with different couriers and we work within the community to share best practices. I'm excited to be here today.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, Matt has been instrumental in helping us understand the Amazon DSP model. I'm the founder and CEO of recruitdrivers.com, which is probably the website you are currently on and watching this webinar on. We currently support over 500 FedEx ground contractor in providing full service recruiting. And today's webinar is specific about providing full service recruiting to Amazon DSPs. Now, our service is inclusive of absolutely everything. And we literally only charge you $99 a month. So our pricing starts from $99 a month for 3 ready-to-go drivers. That's essentially a driver that is background approved. And if you need more than that, we can discuss that as this webinar goes by. The main thing is we advertise your job posting, we manage your job posting, we completely manage your pipeline, and we go through the entire pre-screening, document collection. We provide HR documents, I-9 documents, offer letters. We ensure you're compliant when it comes time for audit purposes, and we'll go over some of those in just a moment. So in a nutshell, recruitdrivers.com, a service that'll completely remove all of your headaches in recruiting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and share with you how the product works. So just head to recruitdrivers.com, click on pricing, choose the appropriate package for you, and choose the fact that you're an Amazon DSP. After you are logged in, on the bottom left-hand corner, make sure you click on Get Started. Then click on the fact that you're an Amazon contractor. Then it's basically 2 steps to ensure your success, and that's it. So click on Let's Get Started. So I'm gonna take you guys through each step to ensure that we all have the right understanding about what the product does in its full capacity. So again, we are a full service recruiting company. We manage job posting, we advertise job posting, we pre-screen your candidates, we schedule them for interviews, we collect documents, and we forward pre-screen candidates for your review, depending on the structure that you want to be set up as. Now, depending on the things that you want us to do, we might need to be added as an operation manager to your Amazon Cortex. So if you want us to be able to add candidates to Amazon Cortex and ensure that they go through the background process and they become approved, and you want us to guide them through the drug test process, we need to be added as an operations manager. So that's what this page basically says. So we understand that concept. Let's go ahead and click on next. So you get to choose, do you want to add us as an operations manager in order to do the full recruiting service? Now you can always change this at a later time, but let's go ahead and say yes. Step 1, just go to your Amazon Cortex and add this specific email address and name as an operation manager to your Amazon Cortex. Once you've done so, just click on I have added the above email address as a user. Drug test question. Once a candidate passes the background check, would you like us to guide them through the drug testing process and provide instructions? So what this is our system will consistently and continuously watch over your recruiting and the background processes. And as soon as somebody's background is completely approved, then we will automatically coordinate with that candidate to go in and do their drug test. Drug test settings. Please provide us drug test instructions, address of the drug test location, contact phone number, et cetera, et cetera. So you need to tell us, where do candidates go to do their drug test? If there's a phone number, if they need to make appointments, whatever test location you currently send them to, just give us that instructions. Also, you need to upload the drug test form. So there's a form that you usually hand to the driver and you say, go to the drug test and do that. Just upload that here and we will take care of the rest. Last but not least, we have the option to automatically collect the drug test approvals and keep those in that driver's profile. And we'll go over driver profiles shortly. What that does is it ensures compliance. So when you get audited by Amazon, you'll never have to essentially go chasing things down. Our software automatically collects everything. And if any driver is missing that file, our software will automatically tag that and it'll show it to you. So it's really, really nice. All you have to do is just forward those drug test results to this email address, DT number this. So if you want us to do that, just choose yes. Have your drug test provider forward your results to this. If your drug test provider doesn't have that capability and you're using Gmail or Outlook or any of the other email service providers nowadays, there is usually a way for you to automatically forward specific emails to another email address. So do a YouTube search, figure out how to do that, set up that automation trigger, forward those emails automatically, and those drug test files will magically appear on drivers' profiles. Next, driver training instructions. So when a person is fully drug test approved and they are fully background approved, you usually coordinate the training day with the driver. Our system allows you to automatically send those instructions as well as automatically send them reminders the night before the training so that they don't actually miss it. So what you do is you coordinate with the driver, hey man, on Tuesday, can you show up to training? They say yes. And then all you have to do is on the driver profile, choose the right setting, say, hey, this driver is coming for training on Tuesday. That's all you have to do. Then our system will automatically send them the documents, the instructions, the address, as well as reminders. So you don't have to do any of that stuff. And that's what this section talks about. What's your Amazon code? What's the training facility instructions? This is the content of the email that we send them. It's automatically pre-populated to essentially accommodate almost every DSP. If you feel like there needs to be some change, you can do so, but we don't recommend it. And usually your station management team has some sort of a welcome packet for delivery associates. If you have that, we recommend you upload it in here. And this is what it usually looks like. And if you upload it here, we will automatically give that PDF to the driver as an attachment when you set them up for training, as well as when we send them reminders. Let's go next. So now we're done with most of the important settings. We're just going to talk a little bit about, how to keep things compliant. So let's go ahead and click on next. Payroll options. When you hire a driver or an employee, do you want us to automatically add that driver to your payroll processor? In this case, it's either ADP or Paycom. This is obviously optional. It makes your job a lot easier. If you answer yes, all you got to do is tell us who's your payroll processor. And then after that, you need to go to that payroll processor and add this email address and this name as a user so that we can actually log into your payroll processor portal and add them as a new employee. The next section is collection of welcome letters, offer letters, and HR documents for new employees. This is also a compliance issue where there's a lot of headache in making sure that these documents get collected, signed, all that wonderful stuff. Our software can automatically do that. There's absolutely no work on your side. So if you say yes, we ask you a few questions, who's the representative, what their title is, give us a signature. And this is what the welcome letter is. You get to completely customize this. So change this as it fits your business model. Offer letter text. So this is essentially the offer letter. Again, complete whatever offer letter you currently have, you can literally copy and paste that in here, and you'll never ever have to worry about offer letters again. Same thing with HR documents. This is a template specific to your operation, and it talks about a lot of the HR related policies. But you can customize this, or you can completely just remove everything and upload your own by just copying and pasting the text. Let's go ahead and click on next. Our system can also automatically collect I-9 as soon as you hire an employee. It is really, really magical the way it works. If you answer yes, we ask you a few questions, you answer those, and you'll never have to worry about sending those documents or chasing things down. It is completely magical, and I'll show that to you guys in just a minute as well. And then after that, we click on next. And this is the last page. Who do you want to receive notifications specific to record keeping and recruiting? So we're kind of sort of splitting this between two categories. The first one is recruiting purposes. So when you hire a person, or there's a new applicant, or somebody is ready to go, all those wonderful stuff, who do you want to be notified? You can add as many emails as you want, just separate them with a comma. The second one is record keeping purposes, such as your bookkeeper, your assistant, your CPA, whoever does your administrative level work. What this is it will automatically send an email to these email addresses when you hire and or when you dismiss an employee. And it gives them the entire context. It includes a copy of the driver license. It includes how much you hired them for, when you hired them, when you dismissed them, why you dismissed them. It has all of the information that the record keeper is going to need in order to ensure that they take care of their administrative stuff properly. And then after that, just click on submit. That's it. Now, if you haven't created a job posting yet and you're new, what you have to do is you just got to create a job posting. So we're going to click on create job posting. And in here, let's proceed. Next, give us your full station address, including city and state. I'm just going to go ahead and make something up. If your company provides any type of specific benefits, go ahead and select them. You can select as many of the stuff that you provide, and we'll make sure these things are advertised in your job posting. Then click on next. Confirm the city and the state again. Compensation range. You want to tell us what the lowest range you pay new drivers. So let's say that's $22.50. And you want to tell us what the highest range you'll pay, usually for drivers that have been with you for a very long time. So the best drivers, what can they expect to make after 6 months, 1 year, whatever. So let's say it's $28.50. Next. Pre-qualification questions. So as we screen new candidates, so we obviously advertise your job posting, and candidates will start applying for the job. Once they apply for a job, we will pre-screen them in the sense that, are you 21 years old? Can you deliver about 200 packages a day? Can you lift packages as heavy as 50 pounds each box? Can you pass background? Can you pass drug tests? And those things are very standardized. We ask those from everybody and they get pre-screened. Now, there might be certain things you actually want to add to that pre-screening concept. As an example, in this case, it says, you must be at the station by 7 a.m. So in this case, you must be at the station by 8 a.m. If not, No need to apply, as an example, right? Availability notes. You could say must be available to work on Tuesdays because that's your heaviest day, as an example. I don't know. But you can include further pre-screening questions. And if in your state there are specific driver license requirements, you can ask them. So you can say you must have chauffeur license, right? And I go ahead and click on next. What to do after a candidate is pre-qualified? What this question is essentially saying is a candidate applied for a job, we pre-screened them, they passed those pre-screening questions. It doesn't mean they're qualified to work. It doesn't mean you want to hire them yet. But it means, okay, they're pre-qualified, so something has to happen to them next. So the question is, what do you want to happen? Now, most Amazon DSPs across the country, what they like to do is after they talk to a candidate and they are pre-qualified, they want them to come in for a physical interview. So they want them to come to the station or to the office, talk to them, make sure they are the right fit for their company, and then they will proceed further. So let's go ahead and click on this option. We have four options here. The first one, again, is the most popular for Amazon DSPs, which is schedule them for physical interviews. The other option is add them to Amazon Cortex, as in like, hey, this guy applied, he pre-qualified, I'm too busy, I don't even want to talk to him, I don't really care who they are. First, get them background approved so I'm not wasting my time, and then after that, I'll figure out what to do. This is not something we recommend, but some DSPs do prefer to go this way. The other option is, hey, just notify me. Send me an email with their driver license and everything, and tell me this driver is just notified, is pre-screened. This usually saves you about 25% candidates. So out of 100 candidates that apply for a job, approximately 25% of them do not get pre-qualified in the sense that they answer, no, I'm not 21. No, I can't do 50-pound or whatever the case is. So you're instantly saving 25% of your time in wasting or investing in the recruiting process. The other option is send them to my Calendly. As you choose any of these options, it will give you a further setting. So I'm going to say, let's say, send them to my Calendly. I'm going to say calendly.com/Farjad as an example. Just make sure you enter the full Calendly URL you have, and we'll literally just route them there. And then after that, you will decide, what your Calendly does, whether you do phone interviews, Zoom call interviews, show up to my station interviews, however you set up your own Calendly, assuming your business operates on Calendly. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on next. Daily advertising budget for Indeed. So Indeed requires a minimum of $5 per day. All of this goes to Indeed. So you need to choose how much you want to spend on Indeed. You can change this at any time. So if you're aggressively hiring, you can increase this. If you're not aggressively hiring, you reduce it to $5. If you're not hiring at all, you can just pause it. But let's go ahead and basically say I'm going to spend $8 a day. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and click on create job posting. And that's it. We're going to be routed to our job posting page. And that's what this page essentially looks like. Oh no, the job posting page looks like this. So I'll spend a minute talking about this. I have a lot of demo job postings here. One of the nice things I'll just briefly show you guys is we automatically also give you guys a website. So you can literally buy a domain from GoDaddy for like $10 and forward that to this website. If I click on visit my website, all you have to do is just forward your URL to this, and essentially candidates or prospects can come to this website and apply for a job. And in this case, they'll see all the jobs that you're hiring for. These are all the Amazon delivery jobs. And they'll just click on apply for a job. We'll guide them through that entire process, and we'll basically get them to go through Calendly or to come to the station or whatever setting you have set up. The other nice thing is we also give you a QR code. So you can actually Install this onto your vans. Just put this QR code on your van. As your vans are driving around the neighborhood, people scan it, they automatically apply for a job, we automatically pre-qualify them, and we automatically do all the work that you've told our system to do. So it's really, really powerful. You don't have to do anything at all whatsoever. It's automatically there. This is essentially the concept of all the drivers that are ready to go, in the sense that they're background approved. There are a lot of options that we provide. I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but I'll do the main aspects. So let's say I've talked to this driver, his drug test approved. I just got his drug test approval and I've decided to hire him. So all I got to do is just click on hire. Click on hire. Start again from this section. So in this case, it says, would you like to hire this gentleman? So I'm going to say yes. Then the question is, how much are you hiring him for? So I'm going to say hourly $23.50. Would you like us to send this gentleman a welcome email that will contain instructions regarding in-class training? Yes or no? So you'll just click on yes. And that's the instruction we'll send him, along with all the other instructions you provided us, the PDF documents, your company code, all that stuff. You don't have to do anything else at all whatsoever. And the document collection settings for this person is, yes, we will add them to your payroll processor Paycom. Yes, we will collect HR document, welcome letter, and offer. Yes, we will collect I-9 for E-Verify. Now, you can change those settings at any time you want. So in the future, if you don't want to do that, you can change it. Or if they say no, you decide, hey, man, this is nice. This will completely revolutionize the way I operate my business. You can easily come in and change them to yes. Then all you got to do is just click on submit. The nice thing about that is once you click on submit, all those magical things automatically happen. Your assistant, your administrator, your bookkeeper, everybody gets the right document, the right email, the right notifications, all the wonderful stuff. As I scroll down, I get to see documents that are awaiting the employer for I-9 specific. So again, this is your dashboard. So on this section, you can see recruiting dashboard. It's very, very nice. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to search for things. It's automatically here on your dashboard. If I click on sign, click on start again. Review the profile. It basically shows you all the information that they've provided. And now we'll walk you through your section. So in this case, you'll provide the documents that you use to verify this person's eligibility. And you'll go through the entire process. Next, next. You'll sign, you'll click on submit, and bam, automatically the right PDF gets created. It gets attached to that individual's profile, and I'll show that profile in just a minute. People that need your attention. This is a really nice concept where if a driver's license is about to expire 60 days before it expires, we automatically start showing that on your dashboard. Same thing with, if they have physical test documents such as MECs, drug test files, documents not signed. So HR letters and stuff like that, if they haven't signed it, it'll basically show it to you here. If drug test files are missing, it'll show it to you here. And all you got to do is just click on manage, upload the appropriate file, and proceed from there. If I click on drivers, I can see the list of all the drivers that we have, along with all of the information. And our system is intelligent enough where it actually sorts individuals requiring immediate attention. So you can see this person is showing up first because that's the person that needs some sort of attention where something needs to be done. You can dismiss people. So if I click on dismiss, I'm like, okay, dismissed. What, why are they leaving? What was their last day? And you'll have some sort of a note. So that way your assistant or your administrator that is dismissing this person will know how to dismiss that person properly. Now, we've been going on for about 20 minutes, Matt. I think most of the attendees have a decent understanding of what the product offers. We'll probably end up doing further webinars to basically go further into more of these features that we do. We do have a success team that will completely walk you through every aspect of our product. And we do also have a full-time virtual assistants where you can actually like literally hire a full-time assistant that'll work for you for 50 hours a week. And we do also provide dispatching services. That's in beta still. So, but basically we'll completely manage your entire dispatch services 7 days a week, 70 hours a week for about just over $7 an hour. So you could literally save over $100,000 on a annual basis. Again, the system and the process is very expansive. It provides a lot of functionalities and features. It completely saves your it saves a lot of time for you, and you can mix and match and choose whichever sections of the product you like to use, right? So if you just care about the recruiting section where we'll manage the recruiting, advertising, the candidate pre-screening, we'll send them to you for physical interviews, and that's all you're looking for, great, no problem. If you want to use the full suite of services, no problem. Everything is included, by the way, for free. So there is no additional cost to use any of the other functionalities or features that I basically showed you. That said, I think I'm going to go ahead and pause here for a minute. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'd like to go over to Matt and get some questions answered. Now, I usually like to ask people to answer a question, which is what their favorite retirement place is, but I forgot to ask that question. So I imagine, Matt, you have a bunch of people that have already asked questions. So it's not like we can go back to them and say, hey, what's your retirement location? So if somebody does let you know, feel free to let us know. But if anybody forgot to let us know those answers, that's fine. We can just go ahead and answer a few questions. We are running short on time, so we'll probably answer like 3 or 4 questions, and then we'll call it a day for today. Thank you, everybody. Matt, what questions
My
exist?
favorite part, we love to pepper you with questions. So one of the things that I did when we were going through, we have ambassadors that will give us, you know, different recommendations for vendors to be part of our logistical resource group platform. So we applicant tracking system, recruiting softwares, and we've worked with different companies, and I was getting a lot of feedback from our members, and they were telling about the success they were having with recruitdrivers.com. So as I started hearing about all the things that were going on with the system, it almost seemed to be too good to be true. So I started asking them a ton of questions. And then by the time I followed up with you, Farshad, it was great to hear what they were sharing with me and all the things you did. So, let's jump into it. We have John from Arizona. His question, Farshad, and he wants you to touch on this. He goes through different changes month to month as far as his need for drivers. Sometimes 3 drivers will be sufficient, but then other months he might need 5 to 10 drivers because he's got prime week or he's going into peak season. What does the system offer for some of those unique changes to allow for more applicants to apply and more people to be hired through this software?
Certainly, that's a great question. And the system is very, very friendly to the Amazon DSP community. We understand everybody works on a tight budget. So the first thing is it's only $99 a month, right? So it's very low on the budget category. And if you are on that 3 drivers per month category and you end up hiring, let's say 5, or you receive 5 drivers, the system will automatically charge you $19.99 more per driver. So for that month, you'll end up paying about $140 as opposed to $100. Now, if you are the type of contractor that hires 10 drivers a month, 8 drivers a month, 15 drivers a month, or you need a high number of candidates that become ready, in those cases, we recommend subscribing to the $299 package, which includes 20 ready-to-go drivers on a monthly basis. And that's usually sufficient for most of the larger DSP communities. But for the smaller DSP communities, the $99 package is still a fantastic package because even at 5, 6 ready-to-go drivers, you're still looking at about $140, $150 on a monthly basis, give or take.
And Farshad, I was not fortunate enough to have this tool when I was a DSP because it would have helped me because there's ramps, there's ramp ups, there's launches, there's all these changes with your RGU that support different hiring needs all the time. So we got Rebecca from Texas. She said it was great seeing the presentation, but could you just go back and go through because she saw, you're a tech guru, you went through it very quick. How long does it actually take to set up the account to get everything going where you see traction and also, candidate flow?
Sure. Yeah, so setting up the account itself, as you guys literally noticed me go through, and our success team is more than happy to jump on a call with you and essentially go through these wizards with you and show you some of the bells and whistles. But literally, it's a 15-minute initiative, 15 to 20 minutes. You go through the wizard, you answer these questions, you add us as an operations manager onto your Amazon Cortex. So somewhere about 15, 20 minutes, you create the job posting. And then after that, within 24 hours, our quality assurance team goes through your job posting, make sure it meets all the guidelines that Indeed requires of us. So within 24 hours, your job posting goes live. And literally the next day, we start getting bombarded with dozens and dozens of candidates that are applying for a job. And literally within probably 48 to 72 hours, you're going to start noticing that pipeline just basically start getting boiled. You're going to start seeing half a dozen, a dozen, 2 dozen candidates that are essentially getting pre-screened. So the next question is, what do we do with those pre-screened, candidates? It just depends on the settings that you choose. But literally the simple answer to your question, within 3 to 5 days, you're going to start receiving a ton of pre-screened candidates that have understood what the job is, that have agreed that they can do 200 packages a day, they can lift 50-pound boxes a day, they can work on Tuesdays or whatever the settings are. And then the system, along with you, will proceed and get those guys through the finish line, depending on the type of settings you choose.
Yep. So Rebecca out of Minnesota has got a 2-for-1.
Hmm.
So she asked, how do you automate the entire onboarding process? Because, with the audits and stuff that Amazon has, there's a lot of documents that need to be signed, pre-qualified, the candidates, and then they go through the process to sign all those documents before they can start working there. So are the documents stored? Is the profile complete? And then what does the actual handoff look like after the whole automation, the whole system's functioning and done? Driver's done going through the process and they say to me, hey, listen, I'm ready to start working. Where do you go from there? What's the next steps?
So once you've decided to hire the person, irrelevant of what type of setting you've chosen within the recruiting stage, all you have to do is literally click on the button called, the button says hire and select the appropriate settings, how much you're hiring them for. And after that, everything automatically happens in the sense that we'll collect the HR document, the offer letter, the welcome letter. If you've set up the appropriate settings, as we mentioned earlier for the drug test, we'll automatically pull the drug test file. And all of these files are literally sitting in, each driver's profile. And when time comes for audit, everything will literally be there. And if anything is missing, as I showed you earlier on the dashboard, literally you're going to be spending every day on the dashboard. Every day you log in, you look at the dashboard, what's the activity? If any of your drivers are missing any type of file that are compliance issue, or they're going to basically cause a disruption in your business, as in like a driver's license expired and they forgot to update it, it will literally show that to you long before it expires. So as you're looking in the dashboard, you're going to see anybody that needs any type of attention. And all you have to do is just fix that problem. It'll literally tell you this driver is missing a drug test file as an example. Just upload the drug test file. Or it'll say this driver doesn't have the I-9 file. Well, fix the I-9 file, or whatever the case is. The main thing that we've solved here is you no longer have to chase things down and do audits for yourself. You don't have to go through ADP or Paycom or Excel files or Dropbox or Google Cloud to try to mix and match and try to figure out, okay, excuse me, who has the right file and who doesn't have the right file. The system automatically manages all that mix and match. And it might take some of you guys some time to adjust to this process because you probably have some sort of a process yourself. But I promise you, once you start using this and you basically utilize this to its full capacity, you're going to save so much time in your life. There's going to be no more stress. Imagine waking up every day, looking at a dashboard and seeing 0 people missing on the attention needed section, and having the confidence knowing that, okay, if the audit happens, it's just going to be done. Because if there is nobody that needs attention, that means everybody has all their files properly done. You don't have to open Excel files. You don't have to go through 7 different websites to try to see what's missing. So it is truly revolutionary in the sense that Amazon DSPs have so many websites that they have to constantly look for. And the idea of, you just have so many hours in a day. And again, as Amazon DSPs, there's so many things you guys are doing nonstop all day. So this essentially solves a lot of that problem. And it just sits there, and you're just not going to fail in the audit if you follow that process, which is a very, very seamless process.
So with the notifications and the updates, you don't even have to really follow and track. It's sending you information, coordinating efforts to let you know when those people are ready to get to the next step. So you're already being filtered information to help you understand how that process is going to happen until you get through the whole entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, or that is 100% correct. Or said another way, you get to be the CEO of your company, just like
Mhm.
the CEO of any Fortune 500 company. They show up to work, they look at a dashboard, and the dashboard tells them what things are going to cause problems for their organization, and they focus on
Mhm.
those things that are about to cause problems. And if there is nothing in their dashboard that says there's problems, then they basically focus on things that are going to make their organization better. Same principle for you. We allow you to essentially have the peace of mind to operate as a Fortune 500 company. Open up a dashboard, scroll from top to bottom, completely manage your recruiting, completely manage your compliance. And again, with the introduction of dispatcher services and full-time assistants that cost 1/3, 1/4 the cost that it does in the US, you can truly save hundreds of thousands of dollars and completely revolutionize your business, reduce the amount of stress that you have, and be able to successfully stick around as a Amazon DSP for a very long time and be very profitable.
Great. So we got Tim from Wisconsin. Now, Tim's got a story of, where he wants to retire. So he
Oh,
was born and raised in Florida, went to college in Wisconsin, got married to somebody from Wisconsin, and somehow got dragged to Wisconsin instead of Florida. I don't know how that worked for him, but he's in Wisconsin, so he wants to retire back down south. He said that they've shared a lot of time together, anniversaries and family trips to Charleston, South Carolina, and that's a
very nice.
city that he really loves and he wants to retire there. So,
Nice.
and then his question to you was he's had some different recruiting platforms that he's used, some different services that are out there. What specifically would you say differentiates you from the rest of the different companies out there that are providing the same similar type services?
Well, I think any recruiting service vendor that you speak of, I imagine they do a great job. But in a nutshell, their pricing is just not up to par, right? So when you're charging $2,000 a month or $1,500 a month, that almost equals $20,000 a year. And as an Amazon DSP, if I'm the DSP, I'm like, wait a minute, if I'm going to spend $20,000 a year on a recruiting vendor sitting somewhere, I might as well just hire a full-time HR person that sits next to me and does some other work for me. And that justifies the price a lot better. The problem is, all of a sudden, instead of spending $20,000 a year, now you're spending $50,000 a year. And now you have more headache to try to hire to manage that individual, right? Our service is essentially so inexpensive and it's literally built for Amazon contractors and FedEx contractors, which is where we got our start on. So at $99 a month or $299 a month, you're able to hire all the drivers you could ever possibly imagine. And it's so efficient and it's so beautiful. Again, it's a dashboard. It does all the work. It's a beautiful work of art. It's completely automated. You never have to ask us or yell at us or yell at anybody like, hey man, I need recruiting. What's going on with this guy or that guy, or where's this file? You never have to ask for anything. Everything just magically appears. So again, it does depend on how you like to do recruiting through a vendor such as us. We very beautifully blend into your business operation. So no matter how you like to do interviews, no matter how you like to process backgrounds and drug tests, we provide the right settings and the options for us to beautifully, again, blend into your operation. So whether you have us do your entire workflow or a portion of it, at the price of $99 a month, or even let's say $299 a month, it is so affordable. But beyond affordability, as you've seen, Matt, and everybody else has seen, we don't just stop at recruiting. We take it so many steps further. We assist with your administrators. We make sure your bookkeeper knows who's hired, who's dismissed. We add people to payroll. We collect drug test files. We collect HR documents. We collect I-9. And all of that is just beautifully and magically there. So, I would say there's two things that completely differentiate us. One is the pricing is absolutely unbelievable. It's literally as if, it was just built for our budget, as in like Amazon DSP community budget. The second thing is it completely removes a lot of the frictions and the stresses that the Amazon DSP community has in collecting and compiling all these the fragmented documents and processes and stuff, and it just completely and magically brings them into one. So thank you, Tim, for that question. That was a very good question. I hope you get your dream and get to retire in Charleston. Now, with that said, we have run overtime. We appreciate everybody's time here. And we'll see you guys soon. Matt, any other word you have for our wonderful
No, just
community?
I would say to everybody, I didn't believe it when I first heard it. And then I had like five different people reaching out and saying the same thing over and over. And these were people I respected. And I have had an HR full-time person. I had a recruiter. I had all these things within my organization. When I did switch to this system, it completely removed those costs and it put me in a position to succeed at a much higher level. So I became a big believer. I only wish that you would have created this on the Amazon side when I was still there, Farshad. You took too long. I know you came in as an ISP, so that's where you saw this huge need. But I think that the whole entire community of people in logistics will see tremendous value in this tool.
I agree with everything you said. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Thanks.